I keep track, of course, of what happens to the film, but I always say this is not about the number of films getting made, because I choose films on the basis of they're going to be very difficult to get made. So of course, so far over let's forget about this edition because this edition is just now, But so far of the 5 editions, we had 3 films made, and my assumption, since we now, choosing more carefully the project, monitoring more the process, so people network out and, and just sort of you see them following up. Some seniors are going to work on some of the project here, on the top of the assignment here. My assumption is we'll get to 1 project per edition at the end of the, in edition number 6, we are going to go for 2 more editions, quite probably. So that's going to be like about 40 projects and about 75 juniors. Well, we'll get to that, I think, and it won't be more than that, but that's not necessarily, that's not necessary. Because if people get the fact that they have to work differently even on another project, then, the benefit of production value is there. It's the change of attitude we're aiming for. I know it's very ambitious and I know it's somehow pretentious because people say, why? It's just, why? Why do you want to do that, But, that's how you have to do it. In Europe, we started 20 years ago, and I was part of that, sort of, can we actually write better scripts by just not put them into a formula, but giving them a shape which is not always the shape of my imagination, but just a shape, based on storytelling, Can we do that? I mean, there was a lot of resistance, and there are still a lot of resistance. And and of course the position of the creative producer, So you have to come up with new ideas. So this is a modest idea with respect of, teaching screenwriting in Europe or teaching creative producing. We don't have the objectives of really brand new. We're working on a very narrow segment, but we know for sure, because it's been the assessment of my seniors, my assessment, we know for sure that segment has problem. And we have to take care of that. And for the benefit of the filmmakers, I'm a film director, I want to make sure that the plan that I was given is achievable. It's simple, And for that, we need to change the attitude somewhere before we greenlight the movie. And it's hard, and it's gonna be only a little stone into the process. But strangely enough, people are excited about being part of that. And people are telling me, I go back to my country and I start to make it work differently. In some countries, the ADs who are hired very late, they say, give me the film, I work for free on a schedule 6 months before, because they don't want to be doing the film 6 months after and cut days. They'd rather than, so it's, people are excited to try to do it, and seniors, also another thing is seniors, they have this wealth of knowledge. These guys here are hired by American people, Indian people, for big films, and there's no way for them to transmit these skills because just the system doesn't work like that. So this is another issue for them, and they're very excited also about that because they can communicate, they can they can network, and usually they're on the boss, they don't know each other so well. They're competitors. Here they're not competitors. So there's many different aspects. So somehow we're making our little road. But once again, I'm trying to make this efficient, but it's a modest initiative, but I'm trying to make it efficient.